Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we finished off the cell block A, the one on the top left here, and this is our first cell block and it is ready for prisoners. We have a total of 40 prisoner cells in here, and we've also got some solitary cells as well as security and the shower, and the only thing really that is left to do is put in the metal detectors at the front, which I'll do in but a moment. Although, to be fair, I should probably finish off this security room which we started. This has the kennel, the armory, the laundry, strangely, and then this miscellaneous area which is going to be a security room for CCTV, automatic door openers, phone taps, that sort of thing, and then we'll be able to get some prisoners. So let's just crack on with that. So let's do the laundry first because it's one of the easiest to do. So we're going to go over to laundry machine and place 1, 2 in there. We'll place probably a couple of tables on the side like so. We're going to place a bin in there because sometimes you do find the contraband. We'll place some ironing boards in, say 1, 2, 3, and then finally just some laundry baskets because you need some. The armory is similar, although it requires a dog crate. We'll probably zoom in a little bit further there. Weapons rack on the left hand side there, a table to the right on that one. We'll place then a guard locker in the bottom, 1, 2, and then that is our security room pretty much sorted. Kennel is the same. We can place some more dog crates, but I am shortening on money. Shortening on money, that's a sentence that is not entirely correct. We are low on money. We have a total of 8,000, although if we get these two done, these two grants here, which is the governmental security ratings and the prisoner acclimatization and engagement, we should be able to get that sorted. So let's do just that. That should be quite an easy one. I'm going to speed up to max speed while the workers come along and build all of this. In the previous episode and the one before that, I did ask about the original challenge. The original idea was that we were going to have 1 guard per 10 prisoners. That was the original idea. And then I went ahead and turned on the gang mutator, and that's just amped the difficulty up tenfold. So I asked, what do you want to do? Do you want to turn the gang mutator off? Although we do have the super guards, although a lot of people have said that basically they do not offset each other, especially with all of the added challenges and the minimum staffing. So I asked what you want to do, and basically it was an overwhelming consensus of keep the gang mutator on and keep the super guards on and just alter the ratio. And there was many suggestions for the ratio. Go for 1 guard every 5 prisoners, or exclude certain guards from that, like armed guards and snipers. I think what we'll probably do is go with a bit of both. So we're going to go for, essentially, the snipers are free. We don't have to pay, air quotes, for them with the 40 prisoners that we first get. So the sniper towers, we're going to exclude those. We're going to exclude the snipers from that scenario. And in terms of guards, we're going to try, and I do stress try, sticking with 1 in 10, but 1 of each guard. So 1 standard guard, 1 armed guard, and 1 dog handler. And I think that should hopefully even it out a little bit. But I'm not totally set on that. If at some point it starts to fail, I'm more than happy just to dump it and make a functional prison rather than artificially sort of hobbling us to that sort of thing. So that's just to clarify all that one. Right, let's go over to this room here, and what I want to do, strangely, is go to room, and then we're going to set up a cleaning cupboard, and the reason for that is we want to assign that to the prisoners. So we're going to go for prison labour, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, unpause for a second, and then there is a grant done, and then we're going to turn all of that off, as well as remove that room, because obviously that's something we really don't want. In terms of our deployment, I do need to set all of that to staff only, which is now done. Kitchen, the same thing. Outside there, the same thing. Infirmary, no. Common room, no. And that is about right. Okay, so there's all of that set up. Oh, actually, that little corridor, staff only as well, too. We're going to set that door to lock open, and the rest is just fine. So we have our armory and stuff in the centre. We have the kitchen and canteen pretty much sorted. We do need to assign 2 dog handlers and some armed guards, which we will do. So let's go ahead and buy those guards. Actually, no, let's go and get another grant first. We've got Reform through Education Initiative and Prison Manufacturing Facility. We're not going to do the manufacturing facility, so we'll go for Reform, even though we don't plan on having that done. We might end up getting it done in the first place, in sort of end towards the series anyway. We'll see how we get on with it. With the different rooms sort of placed, we've got common room there and whatnot, and these rooms here, which are currently not placed, but this is going to be, I believe we're going to go for the chapel and a classroom and then another common room, but I haven't totally decided. But we do need to get something in this common room first, as well as some extra bits in the yard. This is a sort of random building that I think I was going to have parole and a couple of other things. I think we are going to do that. It makes a bit of sense. So what we'll do is we'll probably modify this. So we'll have the, where is it? It'll be flooring, concrete tile. Concrete tile can go along there. In terms of rooms, we can remove a lot of that room there, and then we're going to do the same on the bottom side, but I'll plan it off first. Let's go over to, actually what I'll probably do is remove all of the rooms entirely. There's no real point in having that room in there. In terms of the length of the building, I believe it was 7 because the internal was a 5x5 on this side. Let me just double check that. 5x5 on there. Going to go up to the top here, and we can see that is also a 5x5. So that is correct. So we'll be able to place the walkway across there. I'll just use the planning tool for the time being, just put pathways across so we know that's in there. So the yard, we do want to place some gravel in there, but not at this stage. But I also want to place some weights benches. And the weights benches, we're not going to have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will probably do us. Can we fit some more in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's perfect. There's a nice... hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got like 2x2 and then 1 at the end, and that's fine. And we'll copy it on the other side, but only once we get some more prisoners. So that's set up there. Kitchen's all done. That's there. Right. So basically, we are ready. It's going to turn night now, so we'll have the night to sort our regime out. So as you can see, we've got all manner of regime here. We're going to go to sleep, and we'll say sleep from 12 down to our usual about 6. We'll have 1 hour of shower, probably 2 hours of free time, followed by 2 hours of eat, and then we've got work/free time, which we don't really need. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want eat at the end, like so. Actually, probably move it all the way down. We don't need that much of eat there. So it's work/free time, and then lock up, which is in the middle. I always tend to have that in there. Then a couple of hours of free time, followed by the eat, although I think we'll probably move that eat down to there, maybe right next to that one, and then finally a couple of hours of free time, and they can do what they want. That is a rough one there. We don't have at the moment a yard time, so maybe if we do that, that might be a bit better. So yeah, sleep, shower, yard, eat, and then work free time. We'll try that. We'll see what it's like. I don't know whether or not it will work, but we'll have to find out. So we currently have a total of 5 guards. One of them's on the break, and the 5 regular guards. If we are going with what we originally said, where we have a total of... Oh, hang on, I should probably get these snipers put in. If we're going to have a total of 1 of each guard for the prisoners, we are going to go with essentially 4 of each. Now, I'm not going to sack the 5th one at this point because we'll be getting that shortly. And as I said, I'm not doubling down on this challenge here. I'm more concerned with getting a prison that works over a prison that we artificially set ourselves some goals that may or may not be even that fun. Anyway, let's go over to bureaucracy, and I do want to unlock guard towers because we currently haven't got it. Also, body armor would probably be a good thing, and tasers. In fact, I think the full thing. While we're working on that, we're going to go to building brick, and ooh, now I can't build all this building in one go. So instead, I'm going to build this little section here, which requires an entrance. What I'll do is that, and it should automatically include it, which it has. And then we will place some entranceways in here, which will just be standard doors. And I'll place a door there, and that'll be fine. That'll be a classroom and the chapel. I think that'll be about right. It does say requires entrance, so we might have to place, yeah, we're going to have to probably place, hang on, I might be able to get away with it if I go to building brick. Will it automatically do that? No, it won't. So I'm going to have to do a bit of a weird thing here where we essentially put a door in there, and it'll be pretty much fine once it's sorted. In terms of the common room, we're going to put some temporary stuff in here. It's a bit dirty, but it's not a big problem. We're going to place things like the pool tables and all manner of things. Pool tables we'll probably place around here. We do want some TVs. I do have some standard TVs which we will place in here. So one there and one in there, and that should be fine. Obviously they require some chairs, so we're going to place them like so, and then like so. I'm going to have these go all the way to the end there. The pool tables we'll put on the other side like that. And then, is there anything else we want to put in there? Probably not. We probably don't need to put much else in there. Yeah, I really don't think we do need to put many other things in there. Right, we also do need to sort out some automatic door opening and closing, although first I think it's probably imperative that we get some more power. And let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go for some capacitors, 1, 2, 3, and then we're also going to spend another 4 grand on this area here where we'll have our metal detectors. So we'll just type in metal, actually you don't need because it's there, metal detector there and there and there and there, and if memory server's already connected up anyway, yeah, we've already got the things that go through, so that should hopefully work out. Now, I did state that it might be possible for them to slip past there. We'll know if the prisoners are doing this, and then we'll know if it's not working out, but we'll see how we get on there. I would like some light in here as well, but it's just a bit too dark at the moment to even see where to build them. Right, okay. So we've got our governmental security rating, which we can now do. What I'm going to do is go over to our staff, and actually not staff, it's in deployment, and then to guard patrols. Now this is where we can set our scheduler, where you can use this one there, and you can set the deployment between like different times there. So it's between this time and there, and you can say, right, there's your different like sort of schedules. I will be doing scheduling probably later on, probably next episode I guess, but I'm just waiting to I'm just going to get this rough and ready for the time being. So armed patrols, we will have an armed patrol always going around in the canteen, because that's generally where you see the most action. We'll do the same again in this cell block. Now, having them in this cell block might not be the best idea, but we'll see. In terms of actually for the armed patrol, I think we'll do it. I think we'll do that, and it means we can have, if we wanted to, have some dog patrolling in there as well. Although the dog patrols I generally like to have on the outside, but I think if we just do that, that should probably have us covered for the time being. We're not going to have them roaming around here. We just don't have the staff at this stage, so that should be about right. And then there's no other staff assigned to that. We do have that dog handlers. Oh, we do need to have another dog handler. Probably dog patrols. Do we want a dog patrol around this? Do we want a dog patrol around this? I don't know. I don't know. Where is the walkways? We could have them going around this path. Patrolling around here, there's no real point. I'm just going to do that. Get that done, then unassign them, just for the grant. So, and speaking of grants, we've got max sec infrastructure, which gives us body armor through bureaucracy, increase the size of the security force, all that sort of stuff. But the main thing is we need to go over to prisoners, intake, and nothing. Max sec. I did say gang members, by the way, and I didn't really point out what type. We could technically go with a medium risk, but all gang members. I think that would be sort of not within the spirit of what we're trying to achieve here. So we're going to go with max sec. So max sec gang members. Brilliant. Right, okay. Also, we haven't got the protective custody area done, so if it all goes wrong, there's nowhere to put them. Great. Okay, so we've had some very weird setups for some of this here. You can see, because of the way it's built, it's all over the place. We're going to go to demolish walls and just demolish some of these extra walls that are in there. And this will be our room, as I said, for the classroom and for the chapel, probably. Anyway, we'll max speed that out. So we are going to receive 4 people. That's not a lot, but it's, you know, hopefully enough for us there. We do have a little ding-a-ling noise for body armor being unlocked, so they're all going to go and get that. So yeah, they all now have that. How close are we through for the sniper towers? It looks like they're going to do the others before it, so we're not going to have sniper towers yet, so that's a shame, but you know, we'll be all right, I hope. Right, so we have 4 maximum security prisoners turning up, and obviously this is going to be max sec with gang, full gang membership, so that's going to be an issue. Let's go over to our flooring here, and we want to place, not road, we want to place some gravel in and around here. Like I say, we want to go for this sort of depressing sort of look. We're going to place some metal detectors, because we still haven't got any in the kitchen. That's a pool table, that is not going to detect the metal, and we'll place it in probably on this corner here, like so. Although, to be fair, there would be better, simply because if these toilets break, it's less likely to leak and hit those. I'm just going to double check the utilities. They are connected up exactly where we need them. That's perfect. Speaking of utilities, power is fine. And there we have our first intake. Let's go over to intelligence and gangs, and oh wait, we have 4 gang members. In terms of our... oh, great. In terms of our traits, we do have a snitch, which means that we need to build this building sooner rather than later, because this is the building that was going to have all of our protective custody in here. And that is a massive problem, and something that I didn't anticipate happening at this stage. I think we might have a death in our hands sooner rather than later. So who have we got? We've got unknown reputation there. We've got prisoner Felix Mundi, 25, prisoner number 1702179, sentenced for 25 years for murder. However, their character is Storkel, snitch and gang member. So that is going to cause us some problems. With this intake only being small, it means that the guards can slowly bring them in. What I am going to do, you can see that now says max sec, filter capacity. I'm going to say number per day 5, and actually no, 10 next intake. I don't want to bring in to fill this because we just don't have the staff to bring them all the way through, and also I want to get some of the other infrastructure up before we really start hitting this place hard. Okay, so you can see this person is wanting in. A lot of this is already, I wouldn't say non-functional, but you can see that all of these, because these are closed as standard, it means that, and there's no guards to open them, I'm having to go around and do it by myself. But I think what we'll do is we will, I think, just get some automatic door openers. We need some door servos in. Door servos from the get-go is pretty much mandatory. Let's do that right now, and we'll rotate this around. Get these done here as well. That's in there. And for this one here, we'll have a door servo in there and there. And we're going to have 2 automatic door openers, I think. We'll have 2 automatic door openers. That should be about right. The ones on the outside are not going to have, these jail doors are not going to have automatic door openers. There's just no point at this stage. I am going to prioritize the building of these door openers because without them we really just can't have the prison just doesn't function very well. Let me go over to utilities once again and have the door control system at where we're going to have it. I think we're going to have it probably on this side. I think the CCTV monitor was going to go there and there, although it could go wherever it wanted to, couldn't it? Right, I think we'll place CCTV there and there. 1, 2. Can only fit the 2 in anywhere. Place them on that side so the door control system can go there and there. No, at this stage, only 1. We're only placing the one at this stage, and we'll probably end up rewiring it later on. We might as well go for CCTV monitor and place that in there. And we'll place some CCTV in, and I don't know where that's going to go yet. We shouldn't really need CCTV in here, but we'll see how we get on. Let me focus on that one there. You can see a lot of this is sadly without power. It's just because of how it connects, or I guess doesn't connect properly. Let me do that and that. Actually, cancel that. No, cancel that. That is the right connection. That is the right connection. Or is that already powered, actually? It is already powered. That's fine. And you can see them having to come through here and all the doors being opened there. Let me connect that up to there. And there. And there. And there. And I'm not going to keep saying that because all of it's getting connected. And that means one guard can control all of this. And that should be us. Right. So that's now in. And they're still placing the wiring in, which is why it's going to take quite some time. Right, so in terms of this section, this is going to be, as I mentioned, our solitary area. I was actually going to put some death row in the back, and that's what someone suggested. Like originally I said we're going to expand for death row, but you know, people point out that this is actually a fairly large building. We don't necessarily need a separate area for death row. We could have it at the back there, and I don't entirely disagree with that at all. I think that's not a terrible idea. We're going to go ahead and maybe we'll work on the principle that is probably what we're going to do, but we do need to. I should have placed that there. I should have placed the wall there rather. But we'll go ahead and see what we can do. We'll get this built. So this is going to be, let's have a quick look. Deployment and protective custody only, like so. So they will not be going in there. These are still without power, which is concerning. Looks like it does need to be there and there, which is somewhat annoying. And why is that 2 doors? Dismantled. That is a new one. Yeah, it's from the mess up last episode. So there we go. There's all of those connected up. You can see that this, we don't have any line of sight because I'm guessing people have gone on break and we only have a couple of armed guards. Yeah, we do. We really do. Yeah, I've noticed that I've got more armed guards than we have prisoners. I'm aware. I've gone off the capacity rather than what we've actually got. Again, it might be another cheat of the rule, but it just wouldn't be able to function very much without it. Anyway, so we are feeding prisoners. There's not much feeding to be done, really. It's literally 4 prisoners, so we should be okay. Let's go over to planning here, and I want to plan out the solitary cells. Now, the solitary cells are going to be a 3x3 because I just prefer having them that size, and we're going to have a fairly big solitary area probably. I think that would be about right. So we're going to have a 3x3 all the way along there. This is not yet final. I'm just roughly working out what we're going to have here. So we'll have that and like that, and then it'll open up to that, and then we'll have that as a sort of, actually we'll have that as a slightly bigger one. Do we want to do something like that? Having like that means we can have loads of cells there, although we could probably get away with doing it a little bit differently. Although we do want this entranceway completely clear because that's where we're going to have our death row, and that'll all be sectioned off and such. Although we could just have the entrance at the back. No, I think having it there would be a bit better. Right, so assuming that we can go in this way, this goes all the way at the back. Maybe if we have then that and that. That's... No, sadly it's not going to work. We can have that. And this will all fit in like so. What's another way of doing it? Seems very, very... Seems extremely, I wouldn't say inefficient, although I guess that is technically true. Don't know if there's a better way of doing it, but maybe those across there. We do need, this is all solitary cells, so we do need an area for eating and such in like a common room type thing. If we do that, it means that we lose a bit of space. We could have it go along and have that. Problem is, I guess that would be okay. No, that would be better. When's the right size? And then we can have the sort of kitchen and canteen around here, but then you're walking right through it, and no, that doesn't sit well with me. Maybe that then, and just open one of these corner bits up. Like that, and then have one as a kitchen canteen, the other as something else, but then you're having to go through again. Not fit for purpose. Another option instead is to have it so that's death row, that's protective custody. That's the better solution, isn't it? Instead of having to make it fit in that weird layout that I had there. We could do that. Could do that. Let's see how many cells we can fit in then. So we could have them across there. 3 and 3. And that. And then this becomes death row. Which is not unreasonable. Death row peels, perhaps. Minimum size 5x5 would be that. No. Yeah, that's fine. And then your cells across there. Don't really need to be much bigger than that, and we certainly don't need much more in terms of the sizing. You don't need much for death row. Like that. I've got double wall again. Okay. Across there. Something like that. Then you've got this big open area. Insert generic Minecraft noise. Yeah, we could do that. Could have it like that. And then just go with whatever in the centre. We could have common room right down the centre, all of the things in there, then the canteen on that side. Could do that. I don't know. Just don't know. I think, for the time being, none of that's sitting right with us. I know I'm being a bit pedantic about it, but none of it's sitting right. So, I'm going to sleep on that. I'm going to see what the best solution for this is. I'm going to work when we're not trying to get prisoners moved around and such. With this prisoner being Stokel and a gang member, it shouldn't be targeted by anything other than the other gang member. What colour gang member they're in? They are in this. Well, I hope they're not the green one. Put it that way. Where are they? Green gang member. Gangs, green. Fearless and gang member. Right, so that's okay. The gang member that we have that's in the minority is not the snitch. So that's fine. Right, let's connect up this CCTV because that would be beneficial to all. And then we're going to place some cameras in and around the place. So cameras for CCTV can go pretty much wherever. I will place them in probably these four corners so we can see down the corridor. Actually, you don't need to do that because they do pretty much see. I think they just see through all, don't they? So maybe placing them in there would be bad. Do we need CCTV in here? We saw. Ideally, we do. Yeah. I'll place them at the back there. See how we get on with that one. Don't really need it in here, but I think we probably will place some there and there. Not going to have it in there. Don't need it in and around here, although no, maybe we do have some CCTV in that one. And that's pretty much the only places they'll be, I think. So we'll see what happens. We'll go over to our connections, and the problem with doing this now is that once we connect this up, there's going to be a guard then that's going to be stationed on that, and that could be an issue because it could leave us even more short-handed. But we'll see. This room is obviously not yet completed. This one is though, so I guess I'll put them both. Get them both connected. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a total number of cameras that you can have and constantly look at them. Anything else, it will flick between the different cameras. So we can see the CCTV is scanning here. It doesn't really show us like a radius, but we can see that over here we are starting to lose line of sight. But those paired with the patrols, they are fine. Ah, no, there we go. Look, we're losing line of sight now over here. So maybe we do need some more CCTV. Although it's not much of a loss, is it, when you consider we've got this patrol. But it's also not ideal. So I think we will place some CCTV in. We're just going to place one in the centre. Because that'll probably give us the coverage that we need. Although no, because it won't sweep over to that corner enough. So we'll place it right next to the... right next to that there. And that should be about right. So we are going to receive 10 more prisoners in but a moment. So that should be fine. So we will leave it there. Oh, actually, wait. Do we want to do that? Yes, I think so. We are losing money, but we are going to receive a lot more prisoners shortly. That ding-a-ling noise was what I was waiting for because we now have guard towers. I want to do a taser rollout, but before we can do that, we do need a classroom, so there's no real point. So there we go. We do have people in the shower now, and they didn't kill each other, so that's a bonus. We got that going for us. So overall, not too bad. We do have some CCTV. No. We do have some... anytime you want to connect up, thank you very much. We do have some CCTV. We have some armed guards. We have more security. We have automatic door openers. We have more building up that side and this side. And that means that basically from next episode onwards, we need to do a couple of things. We need to get this protective custody area planned and then built, but like I say, I'm going to try and plan that between this episode and the next. And then we need to get probably a rough idea of if we're going to have in that area the death row, probably a rough idea where that is. And then also we might look at the guard scheduler, but we'll see how we get on with that one. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.